Hey everybody, it's Hawk. Thanks for coming back to my channel. It's Wednesday, May 13th. It's about 12:30 p.m. I'm going to do something today that I've never done before in this video. I'm going to go through the comments on one of my videos. I posted an 11 or 12 minute long video yesterday on Tuesday, May 12th. And it's a video about Martin Short's daughter, my dog Oscar, and the night that I almost didn't make it. It's a video about suicide and being suicidal. And I talk about the first of two times in my life um, when I was very, very actively suicidal. And that was on Christmas Eve of 2001. So fortunately, it was many, many years ago. I've had many years of truly wonderful, arduous, and very hard therapy since then. And so I'm not anywhere close to being in that place anymore. Um, but part of me doesn't ever want to forget what that night felt like and what that period of time felt like. And, I've talked about that, I don't know, 4 or 5 times over the years since I've been on social media. Every time I do, I don't go back and rewatch my videos, and I very rarely go into the comments on my videos. Um, I don't know why that is. But every time I talk about this subject in that experience that I had, I do end up going into the comments just because I see some really amazing comments from people. And they're all positive. I mean, people talking about, how helpful I am being to others in speaking about my experience and just showing that it does get better with the passage of time. I've lived an entire amazing second life since that night. And because it was very shortly after that I moved to San Francisco. But this is the video that's up on the screen. So you can see the title underneath the video. And it says ending one's own life on the screen. And I did this within the context yesterday. I saw a couple of clips from actor and comedian Martin Short, whose adult daughter recently took her own life. And he was speaking about that experience and the aftermath of it. And those two clips are at the end of this video that I recorded talking about my experience before I showed those two clips. And so what I wanted to do in this video that I'm recording right now is go through some of these comments. And that's not something that I'm good at. It's challenging for me to accept praise from other people. I'm not great at letting that in. But for me, and this is something that I've done over the years at the strong encouragement of my brother Falcon, who wants me to be able to let that kind of feedback in and to let in those good positive feelings and to let in that kind of love, which again is challenging for me. So and within the context of that video, I talk about how one of the main things that saved me that night so many years ago was my yellow lab Oscar, who came up and sat down right in front of me and was smiling and wagging his tail, and I couldn't do that to him. And so there are a lot of people in the comments talking about their pets. So let's just dive in. Jody Landry 9821 says, "I just lost my beautiful Blue, one of her pets. It's so hard to say goodbye to a wonderful animal baby. You have me crying again." Mark Agnor 6111 wrote, "And Hawk, thank you. Mental health has been a battle for me for 45 years. I thank you, sir, for sharing your story." And there were so many comments of people saying things like, "Thank you for letting me know that I'm not alone in having felt this kind of thing." Mario Morin writes, "We're blessed to have you, brother. I'm glad you're still here. God bless you." I'm so glad I'm still here too, man. I mean, my God, I'm so glad that I'm still here too. I really, really am. Jane Lockwood wrote, "So powerful. Thank you for sharing this. This will help. If only one person. Bless you, Hawk." Jake the dog writes, "Been there. Thank you for sharing." Ojo Ryzen 1295 writes, "Truly touching, Hawk. Something to be said about the knowledge, power, and compassion of nature and an animal, no matter what type." True that. Susan Beamersdorfer, sorry if I'm butchering that. "Thank you for sharing, Hawk. I'm so glad you're around. You probably just saved lives." Um, Sweet Dreams 3119. "Thank you for showing what recovery can look like. You're a great mental health advocate, and thank you for sharing and being so vulnerable. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Falcon. I hope you continue to live a long and healthy life." Me too, Sweet Dreams. Me too. And that's, that's actually something that I'm working on. It's like I'm Gen X, and um, there were parts of my childhood that were a little hinky. And I never thought, I don't know why, to be honest with you, I never thought I'd live to see 40, and I just turned 58 and I'm retired from my legal career. And I'm doing content creation full time. And last November, I mean, I bought the literal house of my dreams up here in the mountains. And it's it's been a big transition. It's been a really big transition. And so many, I mean, I've been in therapy again for the last year and a half with a trauma specialist. It's been really hard work. And, but so many things in me and so many things in my life have shifted and transformed in really, really positive ways during the last 18 months. And so it's like I've been trying to kind of catch my breath and take all of that in, and and really accept that this is my new reality. I mean, it's like I have a life and a home right now that I never could have dreamed of. All those years ago when I was living in Mansfield, Ohio. um it's just crazy. And but you know I mean, I still have that kind of inner 15-year-old that's rebellious and wants to break shit and cause trouble. Um, and I've been struggling with that part of me a little bit because I've been trying to take care of myself better physically. And he wants no part of that because that's boring. Um, it's really boring and it requires a lot of effort and it's not enjoyable, but I'm working on it. Um, for the love of dog 5622, what a great username. "Thank you for sharing this story. And from someone who was formerly suicidal, not anymore, thank you. I have to, thankfully, I have to say that my pets are the ones who kept me anchored. It's been a pretty good life and I try to pay it forward. Bless you." Yeah. Uh, Bonefeather wrote, "Thank you for helping us see that we are not alone. I'm so sorry that you and others have felt or are feeling like this. Some days are better than others. No doubt. No doubt." Um, Thank you, Hawk. This is Teresa Sundin 589. "Thank you, Hawk, for telling us your life journey. I'm happy you are here and you give us so much. We stand with you and we are here for you." Thank you for that, Teresa. I appreciate that. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm doing this video right now is that I've read through so many of these comments, and they've just, I mean, I've been reading these comments all morning. I haven't really done anything else, because these comments have really lifted me and have helped me feel so grounded today and so grateful. Just, I read these comments and I just feel so much gratitude. I feel so much gratitude for the people who follow me and for all of these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who took the time to comment on this video and watch this video. It was a very personal video, and um, it's just, it's such validation for me to read these comments, and I'm really trying hard to let them in and take them in and integrate them, and just, you know, and just feel good. And these comments have made me feel really, 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 really good. 5-8 wrote, I've heard your story before, but good for you. Please continue to share. That said, there's some typos there. But she says that her children, her grandchildren, her cat, and music are her saving grace. My pups and music are my absolute saving grace, man. My pups and my family. um, and Carrie Johnston, 4176, wrote, Hawk, you help me every day. You show me that the rage I feel about those in our government, and I talk about that a lot, that calms me down. I'm certain you help many people. So now you have a third life to start here online with helpful information and as a friend. Thank you for that, Carrie. Thank you for that. The order of the comments is different when they appear on my laptop than how they appear on my phone. Let me see. There was one that I wanted to find. I'll see if it pops up on my phone. I think my brother pinned it. But it was pretty important that I wanted to highlight this specific one. Really a couple. Oh, how do I get to the comments here? So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Sold out 321 writes, I'm 30, post-divorced here, literally at a light on my way to 3 a.m. Dunkin' Donuts job that I hate, master's degree with nothing to show for it, alone with nothing to show for it. This video alone gave me hope this morning. Thank you. I mean, it's like I get on social media and I talk about the things that I talk about, and I talk about the things that are important to me and the things that are impactful for me. And at times, I talk about these very, very personal kinds of things. And reading a comment like that, man, I mean, first of all, thank you for that comment so much. And it's got a lot of comments in response, words of encouragement for that young man. But it's a strange thing to think that, a video that I make, talking about something that I went through can have that kind of an impact on somebody, that can help someone at a low point in their life find some actual hope. It's really challenging for me to let that in sometimes, but I'm trying, man. I'm working on it. Terry Bollinger wrote, I appreciate you so much, Hawk, for your honesty. I think a lot of us have gone through these dark moments. It's a good feeling to find the strength to go on. I'm glad you're here. Corey Gunnels wrote, you are loved, Hawk. Thank you for being willing to be vulnerable enough to share. I struggle with this in my immediate family too, with my only child. It's a heavy soul, heart, mind burden day by day. I hope your kid's okay. Um, man, I think the most important thing, man, and Martin Short talks about this in one of the clips at the end of that video, because obviously there are times um, when he's on stage and he's in front of an audience and he's performing, and he said one of the things that he said is he was like, I can stand up in front of an audience anywhere in the world and say, how many of you have lost someone to suicide? And he's like, you wouldn't believe the number of hands that go up. And he said, I can say how many of you uh, have within your family people who are struggling with their mental health, and the same thing. He's like, you wouldn't believe the number of hands that go up. And so, you know, I think the main reason that I talk about some of these personal things sometimes is, like I said, it's like I'm doing so much better now than I was 26 years ago, but I don't want to forget what that place felt like. It's and trying to find some balance with that, because it's like I don't want that to define who I am today. Um, but I don't want to forget it. Um, I very much want to remember that version of me, sitting in that recliner with a loaded 38 in my mouth. Um, because it really, really helps me just deeply appreciate the life that I have now, and the life that I've lived for the last 26 years. And so it's almost like sort of honoring and comforting that version of me that existed 26 years ago. Alex Macedonia 3745 wrote, dude, thanks for the brutal honesty. I'm so happy you found your way. We all need to hear and share these types of stories, and to understand that feelings and situations and everything is temporary, even though we think we will never feel better. Exactly. Thanks to Oscar. That was my dog. Let's all keep it real. Yeah, no doubt. Mark Anthony wrote, the depth of despair a mental illness can bring on may not be known to those around you. It's important to out yourself, talk about it if you're going through this. Thanks for sharing your story. Um, Beth Dan Hauser wrote, from the first time I heard you, I was a fan. Thank you. I find you to be one of the most current, truthful, and intelligent men on YouTube. That's very nice. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm so glad you stayed. Thank you for revealing the struggles we as humans have in one degree or another. I appreciate that very much. Joseph Lejeune wrote, thank you for sharing. Thank you for your sincere sharing of your experience. It brought tears to my eyes. I'm so glad you're still here, because I look forward to seeing and hearing your thoughts every day. Thanks, Joseph. You help me cope with your perspectives, knowledge, and honesty. It's just, what a fantastic comment. Katowski wrote, nicely done, Hawk. It's a hard topic to cover, and you got right to the heart of it. You've got a knack for dealing with things in a fairly straightforward way. Thank you. It's so important in our times to address how mental health challenges are as much of an illness as anything physical. I fully, fully, fully agree with that. Fully agree with that. Suzanne Hill writes, so glad you are here with your humor and insight, helping us go through dark times we are living. One of the reasons I watch you avidly is for your honesty and your humanity. And this video is that. Thank you for telling us. Thank you for that, Suzanne. I really appreciate that. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments like this. And it's filling me with again, I mean, it's just making me feel really, really good. It's filling me with gratitude. I mean, I've been reading these all morning. I've been reading these all morning and it's almost 1 p.m. Uh, Antique Not Dead 7 writes, as a therapist specializing in trauma, dual DX and axis 2 disorders, I really appreciate you sharing your story. More people ought to. Mental health impacts us all and is the most powerful thing in that moment of suicidal ideation. Someone needs to hear that they are not alone and that it gets better. Your story just did that to someone hearing it. P.S. I'm glad you're still with us. I appreciate that, Antique. I appreciate that very much. It's doubly validating for me when I get a comment like that from someone who is a mental health professional or who is a trauma therapist or a trauma specialist. Um, man, but it's just there are so many people. There are so many people who have gone through this stuff or who are going through this stuff or who have loved ones uh, who are dealing with these things. Simple Jinx writes, I know the feeling of everything is dark. You go to work, interact with others, cook dinner, yet the darkness is all encompassing. I pushed through and I'm on the other side and so damn grateful I didn't embrace just wanting things to stop. Love you, Hawk. I've never talked to anyone about this. Thanks. Thank you for that, Simple Jinx. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I've never talked to anyone about this. And I know that feeling of the darkness being all encompassing and just putting on a happy face every day when you have to interact with other people. I'm glad you pushed through to the other side. Um, Paula Smith writes, I have lost an uncle and a cousin in this way. Almost lost my daughter. I was there myself. Thank you for talking about your experience. I'm so glad you're in a better place now. Antifa Grandma, I loved your podcast before and I love you even more now because I know you have struggled just like myself and a lot of Americans. Mental health has to be something we aren't terrified of talking about. No doubt, man. No doubt. Um, Lady from West Virginia, I'm so thankful I ran across one of your videos one day. You were laughing and made me giggle out loud. Still here listening to you. Thanks for sticking around. You make my days a little easier with your knowledge and humor. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that so many people follow me and get something out of the content that I make, like something real and something substantive, um, and that people can understand things that are happening better, just because I talk about it. And I, I'm just, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now in a good way. And that's because of you guys. I'm so thankful for the audience and the platform that I have. I'm thankful that my brother encouraged me to do this and to grow this online presence that I have. Um, I'm so thankful for all of you guys in the comments, especially on that video. It absolutely means the world to me. And you guys have just absolutely made my day today. You have absolutely made my day today. I'm trying to make it through all of the comments and read all of them. Um, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm incredibly grateful for every one of you and for sharing the things that you shared. in the comments on these videos about your experiences. And every one of you guys who's still here, I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I'm Hawk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again, everybody. I deeply appreciate it.